So, welcome back. This is going to be another Kickstarter showcase. I know they've been coming kind of rapid fire, but it seems to me that a lot of times um, they kind of come in clusters, at least for the ones that I tend to like. Like a bunch of people will come out with a Kickstarter all around the same time, or within a couple months together. Or maybe it's just I like a lot of decks. But anyway, I'm going to showcase today a Kickstarter that has already reached its goal. So if you pledged, it's going to make it already. It says here, as you can see, it was actually funded in 2 hours. I'm not packing it, but I do have some of her things, and so I wanted to highlight this one, even though I don't have this particular deck. I do have the sort of larger guidebook, and I do like that. So anyway, this is called Wisdom of the Forest, an intuitive card deck. It's a reprint, and it says a reprint of the original deck with a few exclusive extras never seen before. And if you go to the page, you can watch her video. She's in the UK. I only bring that up because we all know it's, say it over and over again. The world of tariffs is very interesting right now, so that may affect what you do or don't want to pack. As you can see over here, she's created a lot of Kickstarters before, so this is someone who has experience with the platform. So here we go. I'm going to read this story. Back the project for just $1 to get updates in a digital print. This way you can stay informed throughout the campaign and make your final decision closer to the end. Update. All physical rewards backers now get the stretch goal bookmarks free with the reward. The first 84 physical reward backers. Okay, we don't need that. She's already been funded. It says, hello, I'm Jess, and I'm looking to raise the remaining funds to make a reprint of my original meditational card deck, Wisdom of the Forest. And so she just needed a little bit left. The original Kickstarter campaign was 5.5 years ago. And she has a link to that. It says, this deck is very special to our community. I'd love to bring more energy back to it and make it available for purchase again, bringing the deck to a wider audience as we are now out of stock in my shop. It's a very gentle deck. No big flashy colors or overpowering images. Imagine a peaceful woodland, moss, toadstools, birdsong, a place where you can hear yourself think and escape the distractions of the world out there. I think it's so important to rediscover that quiet place within ourselves so we can listen to our own inner voice and its wisdom. Why did I make the deck? Back in 2018-19, I realized I had been focusing too much on negativity for a long time, on world events, personal difficulties, etc., but I knew there was a different way to be. I worked on personal goals, seeing if I could improve my days just 1% at a time. Reading, journaling, meditating, learning, exercising, changing my eating habits. And I found my life improved so much just with those small and gentle changes. Healing is often as much about changing our attitudes as it is about the world and our lives around us. Not always, but often, and I know it helps to have that little bit of extra support and inspiration. I had been painting trees and forests for a while by that time, and felt the need to create a whole series of small forest paintings, just one per day, for no particular reason. The forests I imagine usually tend toward the coniferous northern forests, and often of the great Pacific Northwest. This could be due to my obsession with Twin Peaks since I was 12 years old. If you know me, you know, haha. Or maybe it's something else. I would sit at our tiny cottage's dining room table, painting one small piece each evening in the April of 2019, and I called the collection 30 Days of Forests. I gave each forest a name, one I felt could be represented by the shapes in the image and also could describe an aspect of healing, a word which could be contemplated. When I got to 30 paintings, I felt I needed to paint more. I share the journey on my Instagram, and if you can take the time to scroll way back, it's all there. It was such a calm and fun project. People seemed to resonate with the artwork and ideas too. After a while, the possibility for a whole collection of ideas turned into a series of meditations, which I realized would perfectly fit into a deck of cards that anyone could purchase for their own healing journey. I find these forests both protective and mysterious, full of deep wisdom and adventures to be had, with great transformation and of healing too. And it says there's some reviews. Here's some that, let's see if I'm going to read any of these or just keep going. Here's one from Linda. A wonderful oracle card deck full of love and energy. The atmospheric and well-chosen paintings of forest trees, together with their perfect one-word message, help me to be far more intuitive. I'm really enjoying using this deck as well as the corresponding illustrated guidebook. Marta was quickly, the order dispatch doesn't really matter here. Okay, this thing I do have. It says also available is a large illustrated guide, and this is a neat book because even if you don't have the deck, you still get like a lot of information as well as an image. And then I thought this was really neat. The right-hand pages she has, it reminds me of kind of like I guess I could do it. Like journal pages where you're trying to, kind of focus, pun intended, I guess. Or I don't know if that's a pun, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to say. But like art journaling, I guess is what I'm thinking. So it's just a nice little book. It's small. If it's anything like it was the first time around, the smooth pages, so it's very aesthetically pleasing. I just think it's a nice book. It's an 88-page paperback guide featuring artwork inspired by the cards and intuitively painted. Like, look at this. I really need. This was really neat. So I definitely like this, as well as I have another of her decks that I think is currently out of print. I think it's called Crystal Forest. I like that one as well, but I also just love this book, even though I don't have the deck that goes along with it. It says, I spent months during the first pandemic lockdown between homeschooling and creating a second card deck. Yet there it is, the Crystal Forest, making artwork and pondering, accompanying writing to create this larger, more comprehensive guide. Each of the 42 Wisdom of the Forest cards has a double-page spread dedicated to it. One side reads as an extended description of the meaning behind the card, and the other side is a collection of images and ideas hand illustrated by myself. This guide is available as part of a bundle with the deck or as an add-on to any reward. You could technically just get the £1 reward and add it on. So that's good to know. So like if you decided, you didn't want the deck, because it looks like I think you actually, that's still the same image, but you really like this idea of the book, you can go ahead and do that to get just the book. I also never thought about that for other campaigns. I guess for other campaigns that really might be an option too, is when you do the like $1 or $2 like support me pledge, but they have add-ons that you want. I don't know if that works for the others, but FYI, keep that in mind to check out next Kickstarter. Right back. Okay, so let's see the guide reviews, if there's anything I particularly want to read out loud. I ordered the Wisdom of the Forest guidebook to go with the intuitive card deck of the same name, They arrived very quickly, and Jess had included some gorgeous extra treats. Thank you. The guidebook is unlike any I have seen before. On one page, you have some thoughts and exercises about the card, and opposite that, an artistic, supportive reminder. It's quite incredible, and I love it. I agree. I really like the artistic aspect of it, especially since, to me, one of the reasons I like guidebooks as well as decks is because while tarot and oracle are very visual, I just think, for me personally, as someone who's very verbal but wants to be more visual, or maybe I'm both, but I have more, despite how I sound on these videos, I have more verbal capability, and I'm a decent writer, but I'm not a good artist. Anyway, so I like the combo. I think they complement each other well, and so I like that she has both images, writing about those images, and then a separate thing that kind of combines it all into one. And so here's the deck. I'm not going to read on specifications because that is something you don't really need to know if you're actually going to back the deck. And she has the video on how to use the deck. And she says, if I ever use the deck as an oracle, I often combine it with tarot cards. The tarot represents the situation, and the wisdom of the forest cards represent the action as below. Past, present, future, action, situation. We can also ask the cards what they represent within ourselves, or ask them what we need right now, as below. Mind, body, spirit. Another 3-card spread could be as follows. Situation, challenge, guidance. There's also the possibility of asking more specific questions, keeping the spread very simple. For example, what do I need to do to find my dream job? Then just choose 2 cards, one for the current situation and another to represent the guidance toward the best outcome. It says, what's the artwork like? This is the image for the connection card. It looks like they're almost, touching fingers. Painted using Payne's Gray watercolor paint, sometimes with a hint of yellow in the background to warm the scenes. Most of the forests represented are inspired by ancient old-growth coniferous forests. And then she has all the images. This is one of those decks, if I had unlimited ones, I'd get, but I don't. And I like the items that I have from her already. The crystal forest and that guidebook. And lucky for you, the guidebook is available right now. It says she kept most of the originals from the first print run, although I've released a few for sale over the years. I think it's time to put a few more up for sale just for this campaign. And then she's putting some up for sale. They may already have gone. Over here on the right, we can look at what was sold. Yeah, so that one got sold. That one sold. Is there a third one? Well, at least 2. So some people bought the original painting. And then she has information rewards. There's the thank you one if you just want to support the project or want one of the add-ons but don't want to pledge for the deck. You can get just, looks like a postcard set. This is 48-page notebook. Early bird. Super early bird, early bird. So this is where you start getting into the tags. You can do the deck, or you can do the deck and the guide. Or you can do the deck with the sage to finish. That's interesting. It's always interesting when, like, a lot of time, or not a lot of times, sometimes in Kickstarters, like, it's a really good idea to look at the whole thing because, like, maybe she talked about this in the videos, but it's definitely not anywhere in the written portion. So it's usually a good idea to, like, look around because you never know, you might learn more about the project than you originally knew. And then it looks like 2 of the paintings have sold out, but one of them is still available. Stretch goals, these well-sided bookmarks, sticker sheets, postcards, and then she has information on funds. Didn't realize how much they really take out, 30%. Okay, so anyway, so that is the Wisdom of the Forest. So let's go back up to the top. The Wisdom of the Forest, an intuitive card deck, an illustrated guidebook. And so if you're interested, go ahead and go back to this project. I should have done a video for this earlier, but it didn't, so there wasn't any reason why I waited, I just did. So there's 9 days to go, so you do still have time. And like I said, it's already reached its goal. So if you do want to back it, like you're like, oh, I really want this, but I don't know if it's gonna get funded. Well, you don't have to worry about that. It's been funded. If you want it, go ahead and back it, get it. She does have an Etsy store, so I'll go ahead and put a link to that as well. I'm not sure if there's anything left there that's related. But there may be like bookmarks or things like that if you're, let's say, like not interested in the tech or anything, but you like her style and want something in that style. So hope this was enjoyable, and if you like it, go back it. All right, see you soon.